Previously, on the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast.
Continuing our cycle through the Mr. Men Doctor Who books, I decided to go with a book featuring a fresh take on an old enemy. That's right, for April, a 12th Doctor pick, it's Dr. Twelfth.
Ooh!
And now, our story continues.
Welcome, everyone, to the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast. This is Matt in Minnesota.
And Lauren in South London.
Hi, Lauren. So how are you doing?
I am doing okay. I'm trying to stay out of the public and self-isolate and hope that the dreaded plague doesn't get to me. How are you doing?
Yeah, plague anxieties aside, that's finally starting to warm up here in Minnesota. Our long winter is starting to come to an end, which is, it's always a bit weird for me that as an Alaskan, I'm not used to it. It ends in March. I'm not used to it being over until April.
Well, yeah, I guess as an Australian, I would find your Minnesotan winters quite strange indeed. So I struggle enough with the UK winters, and it doesn't even snow in London anymore.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Just lots of rain and grey. But, you know, it's all right. The sun was out briefly yesterday, so it's all good.
Well, that's lovely.
Yes.
We had our first confirmed case of the virus here in Minnesota a couple days ago. So,
oh wow,
we'll see if work gets cancelled.
It's coming for you. I'm a freelancer, so I work from home anyway. So it's like I find all this talk about remote working to be quite hilarious. All of these people sharing on social media tips for remote working. I'm like, this is just normal. This is every day for me. It's not normal for me to leave the house, so this is totally fine.
Well, at least staying at home will give both of us plenty of time to watch more Doctor Who.
Well, there is that, yes.
So, Series 12 just wrapped up last week.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think about the series as a whole, but also of the last couple episodes?
Controversially, I think certainly in this household, I haven't been a big fan of the Chibnall era in general. I am one of those rare women who think Moffat is awesome, all the way back to Press Gang when I used to watch that as a teenager, and the reason I became a journalist was Linda Day, so I don't understand why people say that he can't write women. But I really miss him, actually, and I think, you know, the cast as a whole has been good. I think it definitely picked up this series, but I found myself missing episodes and not wanting to go back and watch to see what I missed out on. Chris would just give me the recap and we'd be fine. So yeah, I think it's picking up. It's a lot more promising than Jodie's first season, but I'm still waiting for something amazing, I think. How about you? What did you think of it?
Yeah, I can kind of relate to most of what you said there. Chibnall's writing is definitely a little up and down, right? So there's some nice high highs, and there's also some parts that are a little perplexing. I think for me, what's been really keeping me going with the Chibnall era is, even if the plots of the episodes aren't exactly great to me, there's always at least one or two character moments in every episode where I'm like, ooh, I'm really feeling some good emotion here, and I really am getting, I don't know, something really powerful between two characters sharing a scene or something. So,
and I particularly, talking about that, I particularly love the relationship between Graham and Ryan. I think that's done really, really well. And there's a bit of a discussion in this household as to whether all of them will come back for the next season. I would be really upset if those two go, but Yaz stays around.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Yeah, I'm struggling to see her point. I think that, she's starting to come into her own a little bit. I mean, clearly she's the fearless one. She's the one that's going to rally them around. I'm glad to see her starting to have something a little more to do than audience exposition. But yeah, I think the Master, this new take on the Master is absolutely brilliant, and he's clearly having an absolute whale of a time playing him as well.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you there. The new Master is just so menacing and so crazy, and exactly what I wanted out of a new Master kind of character. He's kind of a nice mix of the zaniness of Missy with some of the menace of like Chris Sims, or the guy who played him before.
Oh, John Sim, yeah.
John Sim, yes. So it's kind of a nice mix between those two. And so the Cyber Lords, they certainly have very fancy looking shoulder metal bits.
I was about to ask you what you thought of that. What was your take when they came out?
Oh, it was pretty excited, I guess. It definitely like, Time Lord bodies inside a Cyberman shell. Oh no! Kind of, this is what I expect for, or kind of want out of Doctor Who, is those like over the top OMG kind of moments.
Yeah.
And also like the second thing I thought was like, ooh, fun new cosplay opportunities for people out there.
It's important. You got to get the cons ready. You got to have something new to do. But no, I do think that, that idea of an unkillable Cyberman is quite intriguing. So hopefully, given that the quality has been improving as time has gone on, hopefully Chibnall now has something he can run with that really he can sink his teeth into.
Right. And I think the last thing to kind of, ask about with Series 12 is the Doctor being the timeless child and kind of, rewriting or retconning kind of a big chunk of the Doctor Who history, Doctor Who origins, things like that. What did you think of that twist?
Well, I'm not the massive fanboy that the other half is. So I just tend to go with it. I think, okay, that's interesting. The whole timeless child thing didn't really mean anything to me, and then when it came up, to be fair, I was asking a hell of a lot of questions in the last episode, and I think that I was really annoying Chris because he just wanted to watch it. But I think it's interesting. It does open up a lot more. I know that a lot of the more traditional people were all over Twitter complaining about it, but to me it helps to explain why the Doctor gets more than 12 regenerations, but it also adds a bit of mystery to the character again. As time goes on, it feels like a lot of things have been shoehorned in, and this is just opening it up a lot. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they take it. There
was part of me that was excited by it because it's like, I agree with you in the sense of the Doctor is their origins or their history is there goes beyond just being a normal Time Lord or whatever. And these people have speculated for a long time if they're part of this, other kinds of things in the Time Lord history. And that's cool that the Doctor does kind of fit into that now. But there was also a part of me that was like, I think it's cool if the Doctor is just a normal Time Lord, and it shows like anybody can become this extraordinary person and do all these extraordinary things that the Doctor has done throughout their lifetimes. So generally I was cool. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But I could see why it upset people.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's the kind of thing that they drip into the end as a cliffhanger to get you to watch the next lot. And,
of course.
And it will be interesting to see where they take it, because I did find a lot of the time in this latest season that something would be revealed, like Dr. Ruth was revealed and then she wasn't mentioned again for like episodes and episodes. So as long as they don't just kindly go, oh, okay, well, we told you that bit and we'll just go back to life as normal now, they have to do something with both that and with the cyber Time Lords, or it will just annoy people, I think.
Yeah, and of course we have to figure out what's going on with Captain Jack, and we got to see him back again too.
Absolutely. I think it's something that I had sort of figured out a little bit, but I think maybe Chris hadn't, and he's going to hit me if he had, and I've just told him off in front of his entire listenership. But the fact that at the end she's in this, jail, this impenetrable jail, and it's like, well, how are anyone going to find her? It's like, well, Jack had that thing to pinpoint exactly where she was. So,
Well, you're smart.
Yeah, I might not be the fangirl, but I do pick up on things. So I think good. Jack's definitely going to be coming back for sure.
Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this month we also have our show and tell. So Lauren, what is your show and tell for the month?
As everybody knows, I'm a big Matt Smith fan, and to me, he can do no wrong. And so I decided I needed a little bit of Matt in my life all the time. And in the spirit of the Mr. Men books, I have a little Dr. 11th figurine that is currently sitting next to the microphone as I speak to you.
Aw. That's lovely.
Yeah.
I think he's so underrated sometimes. I think that a lot of people who just watched, when it came back on, just worship at the Church of David Tennant. And then the people who have watched every season and are more diehards, that a lot of them are like, Capaldi is so underrated, or, I like one of the older doctors or whatever. And I feel like he's kind of lost in the shuffle sometimes. He's so good.
He is. He's just brilliant. And I was just absolutely enthralled whenever he was on screen. Those entire seasons, no matter who he was with, I was just absolutely loving it. And at the time, I don't remember a Duff episode. I'm sure if I went back and watched them, I would see some now.
Yeah.
But I just, I loved his companions. I loved the whole premise of it. I loved his characterization, the whole old man in a young man's body thing.
Yes.
It really added something. And he was just fun. But yeah, I definitely, I know people who, as you say, worshipped at the, sorry, Chris has just been indicating to me that Matt did have a Duff episode, the pirate one. So...
I don't even remember that one.
So there you go. You've wiped it from your memory. It was so bad, apparently. But yeah, I've definitely got friends who, as you say, worshipped at the altar of David Tennant and actually refused to watch it once he left because they saw the haircut and decided that it was going to be bad. And they just missed out. They missed out so big. So yeah, my little Dr. 11th Mr. Man statue sits with me all the time now.
Very good.
And what have you been up to?
Well, for my show and tell, I have more of a tell. So I'm a teacher and I work at this little charter school and I work with high school students. And it was a couple weeks ago during lunch, I kind of look up from my desk at one of the other students at their desks out in our kind of big open advisory space. And one of them's just watching the Shakespeare Code, of all things. Just a random David Tennant episode from like 10 years ago or whatever, just like watching it during lunch. And I was like, wait, what? Like, why that episode? And what do you do? What? I was just perplexed. And I just, it's funny that even with the younger audience, folks, younger viewers, they tend to watch more of the Tennant and Smith era. And very few of them that I know have watched any of the Jodie stuff.
Yeah.
But it was, it was fun to kind of come up to and watch over their shoulder for a couple minutes and talk about Doctor Who with my students.
And did you tell them that there's a certain podcast they should be listening to?
Matt would be disappointed that I did not tell them to leave 5-star reviews on the iTunes.
Oh, just tell them that you did, and you can't trust kids these days,
There we go.
On the matter of trusting the kids, shall we have a chat about Mr. Men and Dr. Twelfth?
Let's do it. We have our book this month to talk about.
Yeah, indeed. Dr. Twelfth. Okay, so obviously the latest in a series of books.
Yes.
What was your impression of Adam Hargreaves' take on Peter Capaldi?
Well, as you said, this is Adam Hargreaves, who's the son of Mr. Man. Or is it Mr. Men or Mr. Man?
Mr. Men, I think. I always thought it was Mr. Men, yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. Men creator, Roger Hargreaves. So this is his son who wrote the book. And the Mr. Men children's book series started way back in 1971. 10 years later, in 1981, an accompanying series of Little Miss books by the same author, but with female characters, was also published. And then after Roger's death in 1988, his son began writing and illustrating the new line of stories. So that's how we end up getting Adam writing these rather than Roger. Did you read these much growing up? And I assume maybe this is more of a Commonwealth thing, since I've never really been exposed to Mr. Men as an American.
Oh, really? Is it?
No.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, no, definitely growing up in Australia, we were very, very aware of Mr. Men and Little Miss. I think also it helps that my age, I was born in 1979, so smack in the middle of all of this. And I definitely remember growing up with Little Miss. I was always called Little Miss Bossy because I was quite a bossy little thing. So it's definitely been in the zeitgeist, as it were, for all of my life. And there's been a bit of a trend over here in the UK lately for people of our age to go back to the books that they grew up with and do adult versions of them. So I don't know if you remember the Ladybird books, which were very sort of kids' books of the 60s and 70s. They've had new versions come out. So it was like, back in the day, it would be very sort of practical, descriptive books about about what something is, what someone does. And now you can get these exactly the same sort of imagery and put together, but it's about things like the hipster or, so it's, there's a sort of ironic take on childhood favorites.
Yes.
And you've got the famous 5, you can get 5 go to Brexit Island and things like that. So I think it's a bit of a thing over here. Obviously, Adam Hargreaves has not gone down the ironic route too much.
Right.
Reading through some of these books, some of the other books, I think he's clearly, if not a fan, he's definitely grown up with a lot of these stories and these characters.
Yeah.
And that definitely comes through, I think, in some of the older ones.
So the book starts with catching up with the Doctor as he's leaping out of the TARDIS and he's chasing after Missy, and they're in ancient Egypt of all places.
Yeah, just a nice little picture of the TARDIS in the pyramids.
Yes, very cute. The Doctor, I think, has been to ancient Egypt before there's a first Doctor story or something, and I know he's been to other pyramids where things have happened.
Yes, indeed. I will have to defer to you on that one because I'm not so familiar, but I'll take your word for it.
So he's chasing after Missy, and she goes to steal this scepter from a sarcophagus, and we end up, most of the book then is we end up following her around stealing valuables.
Yeah, all over time.
And now, there's one part on this next page that I thought was interesting. He says that he's trying to appeal to her better nature, or he says that he knows better, that she's not all bad deep down. I took some issue with that line. I thought it was a little controversial.
Oh, see, to me, I thought that was quite in keeping, actually, because that was a bit of a theme through their relationship. Because there was a little bit of, I remember there being a bit of controversy because you could have read some sexual tension into the whole relationship between Missy and the Doctor. But it was definitely, he would say sometimes, you're not all bad. And there was that, implication that she had a bit of good in her. So I thought that was quite in keeping with my memory, certainly, of watching it.
And I don't think they'll explore the sexual chemistry in the Mr. Men book, but yes. No. And you're right, they do explore that on the show, but have we ever actually seen much evidence of the Master having a better nature deep down? Basically, all I've seen of the Master is, how am I going to commit genocide this time? And murdering or shrinking random people.
Yeah, maybe it's Adam Hargreaves' attempt to add a bit of three-dimensionality to the Master.
Yes, Adam Hargreaves rewriting the book on the Master.
Oh, why not? You can timeless child the Master.
So the next place that they end up going is they're in the Tower of London, and she's trying to steal the crown jewels. Have you been to the Tower of London, Lauren?
I have. I've lived in the UK for 14 years now, almost exactly. But it took me a long time to go there because you've got to pay to get in. And when you actually do get in to see the crown jewels, you're on a travelator that whizzes you past. You don't actually get to sit and go, oh, look at them, aren't they lovely? You're in and out in about 10 seconds. So good on her for getting through that to manage to steal some crown jewels.
Yeah, I've actually seen the crown jewels twice at the tower, and to me, it was the funniest thing with this bit was the Doctor followed back in time to the Tower of London, and I was like, I was there 2 years ago, so is back in time 2018?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe she went back in time to when the security wasn't quite so strict.
That makes more sense.
I don't personally remember this vortex manipulator that she's using.
Yeah, I associate those more with Captain Jack and other kind of time travelers. I was a little disappointed that she didn't have her own TARDIS.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure she would have found a way to get one if she really wanted one.
That's a good point. So next we follow Missy, and she steals a gold statue in Japan and makes fun of the Doctor for going too slow and ends up calling him Dr. Slow when she steals an egg in Russia.
Yeah, now there's been a lot of talk about him being slow and being old in this book, which is quite interesting to me because obviously he has quite a bit of years on some of the more recent Doctors, but he's certainly not... Well, actually, he is the oldest, isn't he?
Yes, but he's a youthful old man. That's Capaldi's charm.
Absolutely. Just like Matt was the old man in the young body, he's the young man in the old body. So
exactly. So
yeah, then we wonder why Missy's been going back in time to steal all of these things, don't we? So, are they Christmas presents, we're asked? Are they special treats? Is she going to open a shop? So there's lots of things she could.
Is she going to buy a yacht?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to buy a yacht and sail around the world? Although, if she's stealing these things, I'm sure she could steal a yacht if she really wanted one, so...
I did like the idea, though, especially that page with her standing on the yacht. I just kind of thought to myself, I would totally watch a season of Missy sailing around on a yacht, just messing with people.
Oh, absolutely. She could be like, Pirates of the Caribbean done well.
and much more evil.
Much more evil, yeah.
There's one other thing I noticed about the Doctor in these books, running around as a Mr. Men character. We distinguish the Capaldi Doctor with his kind of frizzy, curly gray hair and his boots, and then later he dons the sunglasses, but other than that, he's not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, there is that. The Mr. Men characters don't tend to. You could say the same thing about Missy. She's just got her hat on.
Oh, dear.
I don't think that they are nudist Doctor Who and Master. I think that they are just... That's just the way the characters are.
Okay, yeah. As someone not familiar with the Mr. Men line of work, I was scandalized.
Yes, no, it's okay. Just imagine they do actually have on clothes. It's okay.
I feel better. So after all this running about... Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Have we ever seen a Doctor Who story where it's the Doctor chasing the Master? Usually I feel like it's either the Master kind of like weaving a web to trap the Doctor, or the Master chasing after the Doctor, and not the other way around.
I think it's probably getting to that part of Missy's character where she did like to lead him on wild goose chases. So it might not necessarily have been him chasing after her, but there was definitely that sense of her laying things out for him.
Yes.
And I think as we get further into the book, we do start to see what exactly she's been doing with this wild goose chase around time.
Well, the last thing before we get to that twist at the end is I do like that, the Doctor becomes increasingly frustrated by this, and essentially he's hangry. He realizes that he hasn't had lunch and that he's hungry, but he has to keep chasing after Missy. So all of this, the whole book, the central drama is the Doctor is hangry.
Yeah, I thought that was quite cute while also quite cliched in that, he is the grumpy old man Doctor, isn't he? So of course he's going to be hangry as he's running around after Missy.
So finally we end up in the Wild West and then Paris, and the Doctor accidentally brings his horse along with him to Paris.
Oh, the scandal.
Oh, I know. The chaos of it all. Missy steals a diamond ring, and then finally, at last, the Doctor catches up with Missy in the Stone Age of all times.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice of final destination.
I'm just wondering, how did he know to go there to find her? They never really explain that in the book, and I thought that was a pretty major plot hole.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like, okay, he's chasing after her, but how does he get, as you say, how does he know to go to the Stone Age before her? Has he worked out her dastardly plan and he just hasn't revealed it to us?
I guess we'll never know.
We will never know. It's just one of the mysteries of the Doctor.
Yep. So at the very end there, he works out what she was doing, and he empties a bag of cybermats onto the ground in front of her. The little Cybermen, are they insects? Are they little pets? Or they're little crawly thingies?
Yeah, they came from the Matt Smith era, weren't they? They were sort of way before, I'm being told. Way before.
Yeah, they did reappear in the Smith era, and
Yes.
they're from farther back in the day. I couldn't tell you which older Doctor, but so her grand plot was something to do with leaving these throughout history, kind of putting them in the place of these valuable objects.
Yeah, but why? Why would she want to leave cybermats instead of sarcophaguses and golden statues and diamond rings? Like, we don't ever really get to the bottom of that.
No, and she tries to explain her devious plan on the following page, and the Doctor just says, nope. Don't care.
Yeah, I'm off. Which reminds me, we've got a bit of a recording of that, don't we?
We sure do. That's our dramatic reading for the month. And so this brings us to the confrontation between the Doctor and Missy. And this month, our selection is being read by friend of the show, actor Michelle Gomez.
Yay!
Well, clever old you. And do you know what my plan was? Asked Missy. Haven't a clue, said the Doctor. All I know is that I have saved the world. But you have to allow me to explain my devious plan, whined Missy. No, don't care. I'm off now.
Thanks, Michelle, for reading that. That was great.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't actually care what it was. We just know it's been stopped and the Doctor has more pressing things to get to. Yeah.
The dramatic reading is one of my favorite parts of this month because the reading that Michelle Gomez gives, speaking as Peter Capaldi's Doctor, is just absolutely hilarious to me.
Well, she spent enough time with him, I guess. She's got his accent there.
Yeah, so at the very end, then, we never really learn about what Missy's plot is, and instead, the Doctor goes traipsing off back to the TARDIS and goes to find the one last important piece of the puzzle here.
Yes.
Which is lunch.
Which is lunch, absolutely. That's just our last word, isn't it?
It is.
We know that the Doctor's got his lunch, so he's happy.
Yes. That captures Capaldi's devil-may-care attitude pretty well. But again, I think there's a big plot hole here. We never find out what the Doctor eats for lunch.
No, I think that would have, that is essential information that is missing, a giant plot hole. We need to know, did he go back to fish fingers and custard?
Ooh, wow, a Matt Smith callback.
Indeed. Or is he more of a, given he's been traipsing all over the world, maybe he wants to go for an international buffet?
Or maybe he wants to meet back up with Bill and have some chips.
Maybe it's all about the chips, yeah.
Do you think Cyber Bill could make some good chips?
I think she probably could, because she's got all that information about the, perfect way to make them, doesn't she? So her chips would be quite perfect.
That's a great point. Now I'm hungry.
Now you're hungry. We need to get you eating. So
Well, so at the end of the day here, is there any other points we want to discuss before we give the book a rating?
I think for me, as I said at the beginning, I've read a few of these Mr. Men books now as part of our discussions, and I just don't think that they captured the 12th, despite the grumpy old man side of things. For me, this was one of the Mr. Men books that just didn't ring true as the Doctor. Dr. Twelfth didn't quite work, if I'm honest.
Ooh.
So yeah, is a little bit disappointing, although it was fun to read. I don't know what you thought about it.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm always on board for a Missy story. So the bar, is pretty high right there just because she's in it. And I did enjoy the kind of madcap nature of the plot, the running about throughout time, chasing after Missy, and that's all lovely. But, a couple of the major plot holes I mentioned earlier kind of took me out of the book and made me a little dissatisfied by the end of things.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, what rating are you going to give it this month?
I am going to sit on the fence and give it a 5.
Okay. I think I enjoyed it maybe a bit more than you did, and I'm going to give it maybe a generous 7 out of 10.
Oh, excellent. That's fair, I think. That's fair. I'm a bit harsh.
Well, you also have more experience with the line here, so...
This is true, yeah.
You have more to compare it to than I do. Well, we've got some listener feedback.
Oh, awesome.
So this month we have a tweet from listener Leah Ravine, who's praising our recent 3-part series covering Nigel Robinson's Doctor Who quiz books. She wonders if we might review Gary Downey's cookbook at some point in the future.
Yeah, I think that might be quite an interesting one. I think we should set the boys a task to make something from the cookbook.
Ooh, Matt and I have watched several of the little bits from that book and read some of the recipes and so on, and I would like to take on one of the recipes, but I'm also kind of terrified by some of the ingredients and methods used in the book.
Maybe that's when the podcast goes to YouTube and people can just watch it happen.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
We can just, decide these things for them.
Lauren, do you have any comments on the Facebook side?
No comments on the Facebook side, no. Just a bit of a plug to remind people that the Facebook page is there. It's the best place to find out what's going on in the podcast world. So make sure you follow both the Facebook page and the Twitter account. And a reminder also that you can email us at andwbcpodcast@gmail.com and leave us a rating on your podcatcher of choice.
Very good. And now, finally, Lauren, next month, it is your pick. So what will we be reading?
Well, probably no surprises given how much I have been effusing about this particular gentleman over the course of this podcast. But next time, we shall be reading Dr. 11th.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have my little figurine sitting with me, and we'll just, I'll act it all out with him.
Oh, very good. I look forward to that much.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, until next month, this has been Matt in Minnesota.
And Lauren in South London. Happy reading.
Thank you for listening to the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast. Special thanks to George C. Music for use of their song Doctor Who theme Swing Jazz version. You can follow us on Twitter at ANDWBC Podcast and like us on Facebook. Help other listeners find us by leaving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. You can contact the show by emailing your thoughts to andwbcpodcast@gmail.com. And until next month, happy reading.
I have actually read it, so that's a start.
Yes.
Okay.
I did, and I have 10 things or whatever that I wrote down that I'm like, oh, I could talk about that, or I could mention that, or whatever. So.
Oh, you actually wrote notes, so that's much better than me. I literally read it about 10 minutes ago.
That's totally fine, too.
Okay.
Matt asked me about 10 times yesterday, like, have you read the book yet? Have you read the book yet? So I was like, oh, I guess I should probably write some notes and stuff. So
yeah. I've been giving Chris because I'm like, I wasn't actually asked if I wanted to do this. I was just told.
Yes, we've been told.
Have you ever tried using the Gary Downey version of the Doctor Who cookbook?
No, I mean, just watching the Blu-ray segments that they did for Trial, I think.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
But no, I've never tried making anything.
No, because I have.
Oh, no. Hopefully not Kippers of Traken.
I can't remember what it was that we did. I think we did, there was a recipe from William Hartnell's granddaughter, I think. I want to say it's potato salad? Maybe. I think we did that a few times. There were some that Mum just looked at and just went, no, we're not doing this.
Okay. Oh no, we're not doing it yet, dear. No. I just got told off for swearing. Okay, so shall we say action? And then we do a clap apparently. Okay, so I'm going to clap.
Okay.
We might be out of a job now. Matt was like, that was great.
Or your podcaster of choice. And I need to do that again because I said podcaster and crew.
You made the same mistake I did.
Oh, awesome. He flinched.
That was well done.
I know. I thought I sounded suitably surprised.
Matt's is always, oh. And Chris's is always, oh.
Oh, goodness me.